All right. I pledge my heart.
I pledge my heart
to the rainbow.
To the rainbow.
Of the not so typical gay camp.
Of the not so typical gay camp.
One camp.
One camp.
Full of pride.
Full of pride.
Indivisible.
Indivisible.
With affirmation and equal rights for all.
With affirmation and equal rights for all.
Watch your heads.
I just, motherfucker said, watch your head. Watch your head. Motherfucker, you need to watch your goddamn head. Totally not a cult, guys. And they're not coming for your children. And if you think they are, you're a backward, bigot, transphobic, homophobic piece of shit. But totally not a cult. Has no comparisons to Jonestown. There's none of that going on here, guys. So apparently that clip's like 2 years old. I just saw it for the first time myself yesterday. The guy whipping the flag there is old Pete Buttigieg's husband, apparently. Does a not-so-gay camp for the gays, I guess. Or the LGBTQ kids. They just want the kids, you know. It's no indoctrination or nothing. It's not an ideology. It's not a cult. It's not a religion. It's none of that. It's just good old folks being good old folks trying to help out the kids. I fucking watched them do this, and I'm just... In what other world could we see this happen and wouldn't nobody have a problem with it? I'm telling you, bro, if I was gay and seen this happening, I would have a fucking problem with it. I'm trying to tell you. I fucking hate titles. I hate identifiers. I hate groups. I just don't like none of that shit. I've always had a problem with it. I've always not ever gone along just to get along. So when I see this from the outside looking in, the last motherfucker to ever realize they're in a cult is the motherfucker that's in a cult. It's blatantly obvious to me. Blatantly fucking obvious. And it's funny when you think that they would recognize the religiosity, the ideology of Christianity or Islam or any other number of religions. Oh, but then again, Islam, they're real weird about Islam. Somehow they don't have half the gripes with Islam that they do with Christianity. Somehow. When you see like the gays for Palestine, hook, line, sinker, advocating for Islam, when they would be treated far worse by a large portion of them than they ever would a Christian. Globally, literally, Christianity would treat gay, lesbian, LGBTQ far better than the majority of Islamic. And that's not to say, you know what I mean. But I watched that and I'm just, who wouldn't see that and think that's immediately insane? Especially when you just see just the whole fight with children at this point. And the fights people are fighting, whether it be in education or for the drag queen shows for kids, the drag queen read-alongs for babies. You know, when you start seeing all these instances continuously pop up and you see the people fighting for them, you just wonder how a motherfucker even gets that far gone. Because I've tried to understand it and I get aspects of it because a lot of these people truly have it in their head that they're one of the good ones, that they're fighting the good fight. But ultimately, I think it comes trying to fill a hole within themselves that they never knew how to fill. They were never taught who they are, what type of person to be. I think a lot of them come up unloved. I don't know. That's a lot of speculation, of course. I'm sure it varies. I'm sure there's a wide fucking range of why these people become who they ultimately become. But it's just, as I watch this group of kids in this not-so-gay camp, with Pete Buttigieg's husband whipping that pride flag. He's talking about, he said, watch your head. Watch your head. I'm going to whip the fuck out this flag. I just imagine any other group of people doing this. Everybody would be like, dude, what the fuck y'all doing? What the fuck is going on at this camp? What are we doing here? In any other sense, in any other fucking sense, anyone would see this and just say, yo, aren't there better other things kids can be thinking about, worried about? I just don't get like the grand fight behind a lot of it. I just imagine having a child and they're gay. Okay, you're gay. Get over it. You centered, focused, hypersensitive about your sexuality, as a child least of all, is so unnecessary that I don't get what they think they're actually doing. It's like, ultimately, I imagine they're just raising activists. They're just raising revolutionaries to, I guess, turn the world the way they are. I think that's ultimately fucking what it comes down to.
Hello, my name is Maxi Glamour, Maxiglamour.
You fucking left the house like that. Not only did you leave the house like that, but you left the house like that to go to the state assembly to fight against a law. You want motherfuckers to take you serious. You want you want adults to take you serious. And you come out the house looking like a fucking wacky Aquaman.
And it's a very unfortunate situation that we are here today to battle this inherently homophobic and transphobic bill.
Fighting against kid drag shows. It's inherently homophobic, transphobic.
That is intentionally put into place to eradicate gender nonconforming people from the public forum.
He said, no, nobody's eradicating anybody. There ain't a bill in this country that's set out to eradicate a single fucking person. This is truly down to you just say the lie over and 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 over. Never stop saying the lie. Never stop saying the lie. Live and die by the lie. The lie is what's most important. And they just keep pushing with it. Keep push inherently homophobic, inherently transphobic, right? Y'all don't know what the fuck that means. By your same logic that everything y'all think is used against you, you feel the same way or worse about straight folks. About the folks who don't live the life you live. About the folks who don't agree with the way you live. You feel about them the way you think they feel about you. So what does that make you? I guess somehow that don't work in the inverse. It never works against you. It only works against them.
While I understand that this bill was put into place by an uncultured individual who hasn't actually been to a drag show,
You see that little boy's face? Of course he's got a rainbow shirt his mom put on him. I seen this clip, and I've read way too much into this clip. I'll let you know what I thought about here in a second. But yo, you see this little kid's face? He's got more sense in that little 8-year-old boy's brain than this Aquaman-looking motherfucker fighting at the state assembly does.
the last time we were here, the bill was defeated because of the fact that there were many people stating the sociocultural, artistic, and economic benefits that drag provides to the state of Missouri.
The socio, the culture, the economic. Good God, bro. Yo, you'd imagine the drag fucking world is bringing jobs to Missouri or something, the way this motherfucker's talking about it. They're going to open up a drag plant down the street. Now, thousands of jobs, thousands of available careers in the drag world.
And so when we're looking at this, we are having a mass exodus of competent, socially aware, professional individuals leaving our cities.
Bro, this family sitting at this table, this is me just looking into it the way I fucking, the way I see shit. My assumption, I'm going to do a lot of assuming. I'm going to preface all this with I don't know. I could be very well wrong. I could be extremely fucking wrong in what I'm about to assume is going on at this table. So we got an old white lady with a little black girl baby in her lap. Looks like, I don't know, 15, 16-year-old, ambiguously non-binary child to her left. Her husband sitting next to him, or her, they, with the Asian and the other black boy around the table with them. So my assumptions here is old white mama here adopted a whole range of the color palette of children. And what she think would be a good use of her time raising these children is to take them to a drag show on a Saturday afternoon to probably a vegan fucking restaurant. But I tell you, that's exactly what I read into when I seen this video. This is a husband-wife, the husband who's as feminized as you could ever be as a man. Just does what the fuck he's told by his wife. Which I'm fine with that. I'm fine if you do what you're told by your wife. But there's, of course, the line. If you want a happy wife, you're going to happy life. You're going to do what your wife wants. I get that. But at the end of the day, you're still the fucking man. And like there comes a time when the man's supposed to be like, yo, babe, we're not fucking doing this. This is kind of ridiculous. And I'm not down with taking our 5, 7, 10, 2-year-old to the fucking drag show with old yo fucking dancing to fucking Aretha Franklin or something.
Because they are stuck within the confines of a white supremacist transphobic policy that keeps getting reintroduced year after year.
Bro, he gives it away. Like, that's the beauty of children. The beauty of children, especially in that 3 to 7 range. Bro, if they don't get it or it makes zero sense to them, you'll see it all over their face. They're wondering, what am I doing here? What is going on here? Why did mom bring me to the drag show? Down to the vegan sub shop. These are the people, bro. These are the mother... Bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like, who the fuck is fighting for this? Dude, and I don't got a problem in the world with a fucking drag queen. A drag queen want to be a drag queen, go do drag shows, and have fucking at it. Go have a blast. Live your fucking life as a drag queen. That shit don't bother me. What bothers me is when there's fucking children with a man's fucking dick dancing right in their goddamn face. Dude, that's where I draw the line. That's where the buck stops with Pillsbury. Over. Done. Get the fuck out of here. Talk about like kids under 10. Kids under the age of 10 here dancing to a 40-year-old something looking man dressed up as Tina Turner. I just don't. What could be the purpose for this? Truly, it's not about acceptance. It's not about inclusivity. It's not about diversity. Fucking with a man who get his sexual rocks off doing this shit. There's no other explanation for it. They're not trans. They're not part of the trans community. How they got wrapped up in the LGBTQIA+. Like, bro, that's an umbrella for anything that isn't normal. If you're not just a normal person, you fit under this umbrella and they want to pull you in and involve you in the fight. How people can't recognize it, it just truly boggles my mind. And people just get kowtow pressured into just backing down and shutting up and letting old Aquaman here just somehow dictate like he's got an idea about fucking shit. God forbid he spent 6 hours getting ready before he even left the fucking house this morning. What else are you supposed to do with your life? How is society supposed to continue becoming a society? People making food and building houses and putting out fires and paving the roads. The billions of things that go into making a world work. None of these people can do. This is such an extracurricular thing. The only time you can have time to do any of this shit, everything else has to be taken care of for you to want to spend your valuable time throughout the day doing this.
All gender theorists, sociologists, and people who are looking at the research of this state that this transphobic rhetoric, this homophobia that is so pervasive is actually creating negative psychological implications of trans individuals, of gender nonconforming people, and, straight people. Straight people whose concepts of gender and their own gender dysphoria of not feeling man enough and not feeling woman enough is directly correlated to these erroneous laws falsely using cognitive science to prove that transphobia is some wonderful, great thing that we want to have.
Jesus fucking Christ. I would ask Yo to define half of the words he just used. Maybe he knows the definition of them, but he used a lot of big 5, 6 syllable fucking words. They're just fucking buzzwords just slapped all together to end with, it comes down to straight folks. It's on you. And everything you're doing is fucking their life up. So you need to just do what they tell you to do or need you to do to make their life better. It's not on them to figure out themselves and try to live and deal with their own problems. It's on you. It's on us to deal with their problems and somehow refit, reform, reshape the whole world so old Aquaman Yo here can, I guess, be comfortable or something. Like, I don't... Fuck me, bro. They're talking about gender binary and how fucking, a man don't feel manly enough. I don't feel like a man. I just am a man. Normal folks don't deal with the insane loopy shit y'all deal with. That's you, bro. Like, that's all And it's unfortunate. Like I know it always comes across as me being a fucking dickhead, but it's like, it's not our problem. It's not my problem. My problems try to be put on you. You tell me to fucking cope. God forbid I got a problem walking around here somewhere. You would have a million reasons for me just shut the fuck up. But yet somehow I'm supposed to not tell you to shut the fuck up, and yet you dictate a fucking thing to me. You better go hop back in the ocean. You better go swim your motherfucking ass on somewhere else, Aquaman.
Could you read me the definition of child?
It says child, any person under the age of 14. I have a question. If you've already read this, why are you making me read this to you?
So would you and I be able to agree that if you're not an adult, you're a child? That is the perceived from
Well,
my
I think
reading.
actually child is a socially contingent thing.
Of course, you can't nail old Aquaman down on anything. They're liars. They will sit there and lie about every fucking thing in the world, play slippery weasel with every little word. You try to just get them to say any child under the age of 14 is technically a child. I agree with that. That's a great way of putting it. Oh, Aquaman can agree to that. Because ultimately, bro, like, it's a free-for-all with these people, bro. They're fucking disgusting. And I don't get how suddenly, like, they got any right in the world to fucking dress up like this, go down to state assembly, and think they're fighting against a fucking law that just wants to keep kids away from them. God forbid, you gotta wait till they're 18 to fucking shake your dick in front of them, right? Whoo! Fucking, oh, it's so transphobic. Would this be a child to you, Aquaman? Looks like a child to me in front of a room full of grown fucking men. Like, bro, it makes me sick to my stomach when I see this type of shit. Bro, there's a lot of people living in La La Land. There's a lot of people just gaslighting themselves into believing that this ain't what it really is. Bro, these motherfuckers are groomers. They're fucking disgusting people. A grown man would find himself at a party standing over top of what looks like a 10-year-old girl, dancing like an actual fucking stripper, cheering it on top of it. Like, bro, it's fucking nasty. This is the shit people are fighting for. This is the shit. Watch your head. Watch your head. Yeah, watch your head. Because I'm telling you, bro, there's no limits. There's no little box in a sense of what's okay and what isn't with these folks. The range is wide in scope and it encompasses everything. Bro, you heard half of these teachers talking about MAPS, minor attracted person, and how they're the most discriminated against group of people in the country. Teachers saying that shit. Got a one or two I know I've seen on hidden camera. At least people fighting for that shit now to make it not what it is in a pedo sense. Bro, these people just want to destroy any sense of normalcy or just the innocence of a child. They're fighting to take that away from children. And it's fucking disgusting. I know it sounds like I'm preaching. Bro, it makes me sick. And people don't know half of the stuff most of these people are out here doing at these drag queen shows. The shit is wild. It's disgusting. And it should absolutely be against the fucking law.
I use she, her pronouns, and I've been a first grade teacher for 16 years.
She's been a first grade teacher for 16 years. First grade. First grade.
I'm here in support of this bill to make rainbow flag bans prohibited. What does a rainbow flag mean to my students, my classroom? Here are some words for my first grade babies.
What a rainbow flag means to your first grade students. Shouldn't be nowhere near kids. Look, and wrapping them up in this stuff in the first grade. Y'all are evil, you're in a cult, you're brainwashed zombies. You would be in Jonestown lining up for your cup of fucking Kool-Aid.
It means my teacher will stand up for me. It looks like the flag's at my house, so I feel home.
Would you not stand up for your child if you didn't have the pride flag up there? I mean, that's the only way they feel, is if your teacher would stand up for them. But, like, they're not your children. That's where you need to, like, cut that right off, right out the gate. They're not your children. If you're not their mother or father, They're not your children.
It means we all are here together. My students feel the importance of windows and mirrors. I want every child, family, and staff member to have a clear visual of inclusion and safety in the community I build.
And you can't do that without having a pride flag hanging? Is that the only way you can show that you're inclusive, a safe place? That's the only way you could do it, is put a pride flag up, right? Y'all don't see how loony that is? That's a cult mentality, bro.
We know students, families, and staff members need to feel safe in order to learn, thrive, and continue to share their talents with us.
Would they not feel safe if you didn't have a pride flag hanging? I mean, is that the implication there? That without the pride flag, children in the first grade wouldn't feel safe? Yo, you got no business teaching nobody's children. God forbid you're a mother. You got your own children. Teach them all you want. But you ain't got no business talking to first grade children about nothing.
My rainbow flag stands for welcoming spaces, trust, resilience, compassion, joy, collaboration, and community without judgment. And don't we all want that for all kids?
Yeah, but that's not what you're giving them. At least all first graders. First graders. I'm not talking about 11th grade, 12th grade here. We're talking about 6-year-old children. She's talking about 6-year-old children. If you can't see an issue with that, you ain't got no business like dictating anything to anybody. Because your sense of reason is so gone and broken. You're in a fucking cult.
I will always have agency to represent all communities in my classroom. It's important my students see their own and their families' identities.
What covers the communities that aren't part of the LGBTQ? That's what I'd like to know. For your first grade class, of course. Let's not forget that. So the pride flag, that we love and protect them and they're safe. What about the children who aren't LGBTQIA plus triple S, Two-Spirit, all that? What about them? What flag represents them? I assume probably the American flag, right? The American flag that doesn't represent all the other children, right? This will be the flag that they stand up and pledge their allegiance to, like the Not So Gay Camp. Not the American flag that represents all of us, every fucking one of us. From many one, the melting pot, all that shit that I grew up being told. Y'all don't believe none of that shit no more, right? It's little fucking groups. Bro, it's Marxist fucking bullshit. Into first graders. First graders.
In my space, whether that includes our mural of Black excellence, our land acknowledgement written with some of our Native families.
Our mural to Black excellence, or our land recognition to the indigenous, or the LGBTQIA+. So it's everybody but straight white kids. That's who gets represented, protected, safe place. Everybody but the straight white kids. They get the American flag. They can have that. They, bro, you get it yet? Because that's what it's becoming. That's truly fucking what it's becoming. Bro, they'll burn a flag before they fucking hung it up in Shorty's first grade class. Least of all thinking, yo, that somehow covers the whole class. Covers every child in there. And her. And everybody in that fucking school. We need the pride flag. It represents and shows the LGBT first graders that they're in a safe place.
Or my rainbow flag stating you are loved. My students, especially those whose stories are often left out, must feel represented and important, and it seems absurd that someone could take away that humanity from my students.
Take their humanity? Take this woman's job. Take her license. Take her degree. I don't care what it is. I don't care how fascist that sounds. I truly don't care. This woman has got no fucking business teaching a first grade kids class. 0.0.
So a piece of clarity from a former first grader, now 18, who still comes back to my safe space. Our rainbow flag means we'll always belong. Thank you for hearing my testimony.
I'm calling absolute bullshit. So somehow one of her previous first grade children came back 16 years later because it's still a safe place. Because 16 years ago you had pride flag hanging? Or I'm assuming you didn't because it wasn't a thing 16 years ago. I'm thinking, I'm not quite sure when it actually become the logo or the actual like end all be all for the LGBTQ movement. Like, since when did that become such a priority that like overrides any and every sense of what a teacher should be and what a teacher's there to do? It's not your children. Just because you're teaching children in your classroom doesn't make them your children. They're not society's children. They're the mother and father's children. They're the ones who get to do all that stuff and decide what's right and wrong. They know to get them young. They're hard-hitting children fighting for a tooth and nail at every angle, at every state, every town, every county. These people hear about a law coming up that says, yo man, we need to chill with children. Yo man, we need to chill with the kids. Yo, y'all can be gay, lesbian, trans, drag, do all of it. Do it all. I support you 100%. But you don't get any more rights over anybody else. A Christian can't just go into school and start preaching, hiding it from their parents, trying to introduce them to the church without their parents knowing. Because all y'all would have a real big problem with that. All y'all drag LGBTQ advocates and activists, you'd have the biggest problem in the world for that. But somehow would fight to lie and keep a secret from their parents. Y'all are fucking evil. Y'all are the devil fucking incarnate. Be gone, demon.